Hello guys, and welcome to How to Make a Dank Beamer Bot in Visual Studio's episode 4. So guys, as promised from last time, we're going to be making a cooldown on each of our functions. We're just going to create some cooldowns. As well as we're going to create just to create a new user function as well, because right now if you are kind of like a new user, you really can't like have please bow, because if I just go into our database really quickly, so now I'm in the database. If I actually just delete this document, and if we go into Discord and we try to do !bow, nothing will happen and we will get an error. And the reason for that is because we don't actually have a field here for our data to read from, because again, we have not created a new user. And if I try to do !bag, I will get something, but you can see here, like the text will display, but the database will not update because there's nowhere to update to. And that's the problem that we're gonna fix today. Because you can see, there's still no new like entry for our player. So yeah, that's one of the things we're gonna work on, as well as a cooldown. Because if you notice from the dank beamer bot, if you go to the dank beamer bot, you can see here, if you do something like please beg, you can't actually beg twice in a row, right? Because there's a cooldown. So we're just gonna create an individual cooldown for each separate function that we're going to be having. So yeah, let's get started on that. So actually, you know what? Let's do the create new user first, because I feel like we should do that. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to say, once you do any function, if you are not a part of the database, what we should be doing is we should just be adding a new entry to the database. So basically what we're just gonna really quickly do is we're just gonna scroll up here, and inside please beg, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get the beg ref, but instead of actually like doing all of this, we're still going to get the data and we're still going to update the data, but in this time we're going to be doing something like this. And basically what this is we're just going to be setting creating a new collection, or not a collection, but we're going to be grabbing the collection of players, which I believe we called, so we're going to be getting the collection of players, which I believe we called players. So we're just going to call this players, and then the document is going to be the ID, and we're just going to be setting data, setting it as data. And what we're going to be doing is we're just going to say data is going to be equal to a custom object, and in this case we're going to have I guess all we really need is the balance, right? So we're just gonna say balance 0, and yeah, that will be pretty much it. So now if we create a new node index, or a new PowerShell terminal, and we just do node index, we can run our script, and then we can go in here into our test script or test server, and we can just say !bow, and then there should be just a new, yeah, there we go. So this popped up. The reason that nothing showed up though was because after we called this create new user function, we have to call recall the function. So we have to create like a recursive call. So basically the function has to call on itself. So we just say balance user ID user channel, and yeah, that'll be pretty much it. Actually, I think this is a async function, so we might not actually be able to do that, but we'll see, because this takes time to actually load to create a new document, so we might not be able to do it in time, but let's try it out. So if we do !bow, yep, okay. Oh wait, no, it works. Okay. Wait, it might only work because we already have the thing, the document. So let's just delete this, and then we can try. So we do exclamation mark val.
So we basically just
so
call
it
like a new create a new variable, and we just call
good.
this like.
So we basically just already
balance
created the create
time,
new user function.
We're just gonna set to be null as default.
And what we can do is we can just copy
we're
this
just gonna
for
wrap
bag
all of
as
this
well.
in a big if statement.
So we can just say if doc exists, then
then
do all of
we're
this.
just going to say
But otherwise, if we do not get a reference to that document, then
balance
create
time
a new user
is equal to null,
with the ID and the
or
user.
if balance time is
And then we're just
greater
going to call
or
on equal
our
to bag function.
new date
ID user.
So we're just
channel.
getting a new timestamp. And then we're just going to do all of this.
And yeah,
and at
so
the very
now
very
if we
end,
just
we're
come
going to
in
be
here,
setting our
we should
balance
be able
time
to
just
very
equal to
simply delete this.
date, a new date.
And if I do
else
exclamation mark bag,
we're gonna console.log for now.
okay, so we had two of these
Not
show up.
Oops.
Let's actually figure out. Okay, so
cooldown.
so yeah,
right.
Okay, so let's just
I think I
review the
see the
code.
problem. Okay,
I think I made a mistake.
We're sending the embed
here.
so
we
we don't want
fix
that.
this.
We want to send it only after we
also we're getting an
we
error for
confirm
some
that the
reason.
document actually exists.
Right,
so now we can just
right,
come in
right.
here and create a new terminal.
This else statement shouldn't be here.
Node index, do all of that.
But yeah. So
and then we can just
we
go
don't
in,
actually want
delete
this to be
again.
greater or equal to new
And
date.
then
We want
it should
we
only
basically
display
want there
once,
to be
and a new
kind of
has
like
been created, and it
um,
updates our balance as well.
we
So
want
yeah,
there to
create
be
a
a
user
time
for
to be
bag,
compared to.
and
Whatever
this
so
balance is
actually,
also
what we
just
should do
been
is
created.
instead of creating a new date,
If you're going to have
what we should do is
have like other
we should
functions,
we should compare
that
new
you
date
want
to
to
create
balance
on
out.
your
So
own
we have to say if
that relate to the
balance
economy system
time
and your database.
is
You're gonna have to
where
incorporate the
new
create new user
date
function in every one of those.
is otherwise
Greater
here
or
we're
equal to
again also if we like have new data
greater
types
than,
like
I
balance
don't know,
time by a
like,
set amounts
basically.
yeah, so
prestige or
actually in order for
percents,
this to also work we also
multiply
basically what we're
percents,
essentially
your
what we're going to be
we're
doing
gonna
is
create
we're just
new
going to be
data
comparing
types
the
here, but
date
for now we're just gonna have
and we're going to be
speak this.
seeing if it is we're not
Greater
going to be going
than,
really in depth the
just
balance
yet.
time
We
plus
only
like
have
a
support.
set amount
So yeah,
basically,
now let's
like,
create
an
the
amount that you
cooldown
want
function.
the cooldown to be.
So
So in order to add like an amount to the
what I
balance
was
time for
thinking
comparison,
is we can have
what
a
we have to
timestamp
do is we just have to say
that starts
new
date
dates that basically gets stored when you
and then we
call
have
the
to bag
parse the
function,
dates. We're just gonna say
and
date
if the time-
dot,
so
or
every
timestamp,
time
sorry,
you
date
start
dot
up the
parse,
bot,
and then we're gonna
the
parse the
time-
balance time.
the timestamp will pretty much be
and
0.
also add another bracket,
and then,
and then we're just going to add
the timestamp will be
the time that you call the function, and you can only call the function again.
let's say
once
like
1,000. The time has been progressed by
mm,
like 5 seconds or 10
probably,
seconds or whatever.
yeah, at around like 1,000
So let's just create a really
milliseconds.
quick function that just does
so,
that.
What we can do is we can just say over here date.parse balance time. We can just say type dot get time or shoot not here dot get time over here because we messed up the brackets. We can just say dot get time and then plus let's say like let's just say probably just a second times like 20, so like probably 20-second cooldown. And basically you can just adjust this to be like 30 if you want there to be a 30-second cooldown. I'm just gonna make it 20. And yeah, so now we can just go and type node index, and then we should be able to if I just minimize this, if I do exclamation mark val, okay, so we got an error. Assignment is constant variable. Oh, sorry, I should not make this a balance time constant. We should make it a var. So now we just gotta do all of that again. Node index, and then we can just do exclamation mark val. So for some reason this ran twice, but that's okay. And then we do exclamation mark val again, cooldown. And yeah, instead of this, let's actually just okay, you know what, let's wait 20 seconds and then we can see. So I wonder if I just okay, and there we go. we have our working cooldown. I don't know if that was 20 seconds actually. It doesn't really feel like it was, but whatever. We'll make it more precise in a second. But what we're going to do is we're just going to create a new embed. So basically we're just going to copy all of this, and over here we're just going to paste this in. And instead of calling it bag embed, we'll call it cooldown embed. And then you guys can change the color if you want. I'm not going to. I'm just going to type here, instead of all of this, we're just going to type your bag command is in cooldown. And then instead of this, we can just say dank memer clone says, and then dot set description, we can just make the description the cooldown time. So you can just say cooldown time is going to be equal to we're just gonna have to subtract the current I guess the current date, or no, we're gonna have to subtract this by the new date that we're gonna be getting. So we can just paste this in, and then we can subtract by new dates, and yeah, that should be pretty much it. And we can just and then we can just channel dot send cooldown embed. And yeah, so now if we just come here and delete that, we should be able to just come here and then do exclamation mark val. And if we try to do it again, okay, so we got an error. Let's see why we have it. Let's just do actually balance time dot get time. Let's just not parse it and not create a new date. So we're just gonna have balance time dot get time. Actually, we should probably wrap this in the bracket. So basically, we're just getting the balance time plus 20 seconds. So we're just not gonna parse the time anymore. If we do exclamation mark val and do it again, okay, so we still have a null. I wonder. Okay, you know what? Let's do new date dot get time, and then let's just make sure that this actually works. So we can just create a new node, new PowerShell terminal, and we can just type exclamation mark val and exclamation mark val again. So we still have a cooldown, or not? Sorry, we still have a number, which is very interesting. Okay, I think I have an idea for why this might not be working. Let's just create a new variable here above for like date 2 is equal to new date, and then we're just to clean up the code a bit, and we're just gonna replace this with date 2, and over here as date 1, we're just going to copy all of this, and then we're just gonna make var date 1 is equal to, and then we can just say date 1 dot get time minus date 2 dot get time, and then we should be able to see if we just do node index again, and we just do exclamation mark val and exclamation mark val. Okay, so we got an error. That's better this time. Dot get time is not a function. Oh, probably because we already got the time. My bad. So now we can do this again, and we just do node index, and then we can do exclamation mark val, and then let's do it again to test the cooldown. So we're still getting not a number. You know what? Let's actually console.log date 1 as well as console.log date 2, and then we can see date 2 dot get time, and then we can just do node index exclamation mark val and then exclamation mark val again. Right, so we're getting these two numbers. Oh, I think I'm I think I know why now. Right. We might actually need to make it .toString. I think that's what the problem was this whole time. If we just do this and then do exclamation mark bow, and then okay, yeah, so we did it. Okay, cool. So we just had to make it change the variable type to a string this whole time. That was all that was missing. And if we just divide this by 1,000 to get the number of seconds, and then we should be able to, and we should also round it to the nearest 1. I believe we have the code somewhere. Actually, you know what? Should just be able to do wrap this around. And actually, no, we don't need to wrap it. Yeah, let's wrap it around. Actually, no, I think we can just do math.round. And I think we should just be good with doing math.round here, and then we can just wrap this around in another layer of brackets, and then we can add another seconds symbol, or just so the player knows that it's seconds. And we can delete this, type node index, and then do exclamation mark bow, and do it again. So yeah, the cooldown is in 18 seconds. If I do exclamation mark bow again, it's in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 0, and there we go. We did the balance function again. So I'm not actually gonna make this cooldown too long because it's just a balance function. I'm gonna probably make it 5. But yeah, so now we can do the same for the beg function, and we can just duplicate this. We'll call this beg time. Obviously, we're going to be wanting the beg to be a bit longer for a cooldown, so we can just do else here, and instead of balance time, we're just going to do beg time, and then we can just come in here, and then let's copy all of this in the else statement and replace what we're going to need to replace. Else, and instead of balance time, we can have beg time. And yeah, and oh, also we type beg command there. This should just be balance. And yeah, so we can also remove the console.log because we know it works. Let's remove these two. Delete that node index. Also, instead of 5, the beg command should be obviously like 25. So delete that. Actually, let's make this 35 because I feel like 25 is a bit too little. So we do exclamation mark bow. You get that number. If we try again, the cooldown is in 17 seconds apparently. No, it should be 5. Oh, I see. We have another statement here for comparison. So you have to match these two up. We can create like a variable to store all of this. You guys can replace these hard numbers with like variables. I'm just not gonna bother. So we do exclamation mark bow. So cooldowns in 3 seconds, 1 second. Okay, everything here works. If I do exclamation mark beg, I try again. Oh, okay. I think I found something that's broken. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so it did update my balance. Let's see why this is broken. So if beg time is equal to null, or that, then else if it is equal to null, we're gonna do the beg time dot get time plus right. Oh, right, because once we do it, we never set it to be something new. So we have to just say here beg time dot is equal to new dates. And yeah, now we just go back into
our terminal, type in node index, and we do exclamation mark bag. I try again. There's going to be a cooldown of 5 seconds. Cool. Now, the only thing that we need to do is fix this balance thing because it's really bothering me. The way it just says data.balance without actually, without anything before it, it's bothering me. So I'm gonna add a $sign there. And yeah, that'll do it for this episode. In the next episode, we're gonna be making a search function. Probably we'll add maybe a gambling system, and if we get to it in the 6th episode, we'll introduce a shop system as well. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, like a shop and inventory system. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.